Hello and welcome back, noobs and noob slayers. What is up, guys? Sir Dizzle here, and today we're going to be going over the best Bulwark build that I have used so far in Space Marine 2. It's absolutely amazing, and the overall role of the Bulwark, everyone has to realize, it's not really focused on damage more so, especially when you're on Ruthless. It's absolutely tanking those massive hordes so heavy and tactical can kind of clear them out. And in addition to that, also being kind of a healer for the time being until we get like a librarian or something like that. But the overall goal is to make sure you lock in the necessities. So what we're going to be going over today is first off the weapons and then the equipment you're going to be used. First off, we're going to dive into the weapons. You're going to use obviously a plasma pistol so you can kind of hit the later tier enemies that are minor or majors and extremists up. You can actually get some damage in. Also go through their blocks. It's absolutely important that you do this because you're able to do a lot more DPS and also break enemy reinforcements if you fully charge the pistol. Specifically, the one you're going to want to use here is the Opphelian Liberation. I probably butchered that, but it's firepower 9+, accuracy 5+, rate of fire 3+, and then the overall magazine capacity is 120. However, with some perks you're going to be getting for it, it's going to increase it to about 170, which is absolutely insane. We're going to be going off with rapid cooling. Then we're going to go with blast radius. After blast radius, we're going to go to supercharged shot, and this is important because we can increase charge shots. Great might, so we can go against terminus enemies because I mainly play terminids. Energy reserves, there you go, that 20% right there. And then we have the charge shots, which is absolutely insane, is it's 2 less. That is so amazing. And then after a perfectly timed dodge, as a bulwark, you're going to be doing this a lot anyways, so having perfect dodges to get that extra DPS, pretty solid. And then there's also one where if you kill 10 enemies in like sequence, you actually don't overheat for 5 seconds, which is amazing. Next up, we're going to be going up to the sword. It's the Gathalmor Crusade sword. It's fencing based, and what you're going to want to be focusing on as well, making sure you actually, this is important, have a fencing build, because the fencing build focuses solely on blocking, or not blocking, sorry, parrying, and parrying is so, like, important as a bulwark to staying alive. So first off, we're going to go with Master of Defense, Perpetual Strength. Again, this is melee damage going up. Again, Perpetual Strength again, going for another 5%. And then while in Power Whirl stance, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back. This is insanely good, especially if you're facing massive hordes. Power Style combat length increases from 3 to 4 strikes, which again is great. Again, 10% damage against Tyrannid. Cracked, and then after killing 10 enemies in rapid succession with a light combo, you do not lose control upon taking heavy hits, and you cannot be knocked back for 5 seconds. Cooldown is 10 seconds on that. That is really good as well. If you sometimes you're in a deep thick of it as a bulwark, and then you lose control because of one guy gets you. It's gonna happen, but this is very important so you don't get swarmed and to lose a lot more health. Now the power rake. The power rake doing 51% damage, I'm not really quite sure what that is. I believe it's just like the specific battle stance, which honestly, again, is fine. Next up, when you get to the last tier, you're going to want Extremist Slayer, which does 15% damage against extremist enemies, which again is going to be very helpful for like Carnifex and things like that. Well, actually, I think Carnifex is a boss, but it still is going to be very helpful when taking on those extreme enemies. Then after that, we're going to do Majorist Slayer. So melee damage against Majorist level increases by 10%. Granted, yeah, we lose one more exotic perk, but the thing is, with this build, it allows you to have a much stronger stance when it comes to overall enemies. Alrighty, now we're going to go over to the actual overall bulwark build. First off, we're going to go with Conviction. It's when your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 5 seconds. That's an absolute need. Shock and Awe, essentially enemies take 25% more shock damage within your area of effect, which is really huge, and it's huge because of the fact that when you get your final signature, it'll just crush enemies. Now, the next thing is when your health is less than 50%, you take 25% less health damage. That's also huge when you need to be relied on for your team. Next up, we have Advanced Conditioning. Contested health fades 50% more slowly for all squad members. That is literally the best. With this first one, you'd want Focus Strength. Next up here, we are going to be going with the when you drop your banner, contested health goes all the way back up for your squad members. This is huge, going to keep people in the fight for longer. And then the last one, you're going to go with Rejuvenating Effect. Gonna revive guys once they are down, which again is so crucial. Finally, the signature, you drop that shot grenade every time your armor is depleted. Cooldown is 120 seconds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Doing these 5-minute guides is really challenging to get it in that time frame. I'm sorry, sometimes it may go faster. We're probably going to start extending to like maybe 10-minute guides. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.